Is that just a matter of the foot not on the gas enough?
Yeah, I mean, I think we fell asleep for half a period and it cost us the game. Obviously our special teams weren't good enough tonight. Penalty kill and power play, we had our chances, but at the end of the day, we got to get the job done, and that's on us tonight.
Yeah, I could lose Corpusalo though when he was trying to come back.
He was fantastic. I mean, you gotta give it to him. He made unbelievable saves at big times in the game for him. We outshot them tonight. I thought for the majority of the game we outplayed him, and he stood on his head tonight.
And just looking ahead, how important does this Hurricanes game on Thursday become? Not just because of the test, but to prove something to yourself.
For sure. Yeah, I know you want to get a win against a really good hockey team, one of the best in the league, and they've been playing really good hockey. And we got to be ready to go Thursday. It's not going to be an easy night.
What was that difference in play between the first period and second period for your team?
I mean, I think we just stopped being simple. I mean, the first period, I thought we were, chipping pucks in and simplifying our game and just going hunting their D, and they were just turning pucks over. And after that, we kind of, we were trying to be a little too cute, especially at their blue line, and we weren't breaking out as clean, and they kind of took it to us there. And I mean, they get that power play goal, and then momentum shifted. But I mean, the last 5 minutes of that period, I thought we were a lot better, gaining momentum going into the third, and I thought we played a pretty good game for the most part. We just fell asleep, and for half a period, and it cost us.
You touched on special teams, but what are some areas of improvement for the power play?
Just putting the puck in the net, to be honest with you. I mean, he made some really good saves tonight. For the most part, I thought we did a pretty good job of getting shots and pucks and bodies towards the net, and just couldn't find its way in, and that's the way it goes sometimes, and we just got to bear down.
Well, I thought we had a good start, obviously. Then I think it kind of came down to, we took a couple penalties. We gave up a goal, gave them some life. I think we got to find a way to do a little better job on the special teams. I thought we had lots of power play chances tonight we couldn't find, and then PK we weren't able to get it done.
Allowed the Bruins to score 3 times in a short span?
Well, I think we got caught in our zone a little bit. We gave them momentum on the power play, and then they were kind of all over us, and we weren't able to kind of lock it down and handle their push. And before you know it, we gave up the lead.
It feels like one of those nights where you have to almost tip your hat to the opposing goaltender. But how tough was it to break through Corpusalo?
Yeah, I mean, we did have some looks. He made some good saves. We had some shots. We had some chances. But, at the end of the day, we just got to find a way. We got to be a little hungrier around the net. We got to get more pucks there, give our forwards a chance to, try to find rebounds.
You touched on special teams. What specifically, in terms of areas of improvement, needs to change for your team?
Well, I mean, I thought the power play we actually found some good looks. We just weren't able to capitalize, but you just got to keep with it and try to find a goal. And then on the PK, we just, we gave them a little too much space at times. We were able to let them have some shots from some dangerous spots, and they capitalized.
How do you put this one in the books and look ahead to Thursday's game against Carolina?
Well, we got to regroup. We got to talk about it. We got to find a way to be a little sharper for the full 60. Obviously, going to Carolina, we know it's a tough place to play, so we gotta look at tonight, learn from it, and we have to have our best game in Carolina.
It's still really early in the season, right? I mean, when you take these 2 games, does it concern you about the team going forward, or do you look at it as just 2 games early in the season?
I mean, it's early, but you can't let that linger because it gets late fast. So, look, I think there's been good things in the last couple games. Tonight, I thought there were some really good things, and then there's little areas that we have to clean up that are costing us. And this group in here is confident, and we know we're fine, but we just have to look at it and talk about it, figure it out, and get back to work.
look at these two games together, being taking the 2 goals leads and not being able to shut the door with that kind of lead?
Well, I see it as a learning process, obviously. Um, I'm not saying we change our game, but the 2 penalties at the start of the second gave them some life and some momentum, especially when they scored on that power play goal. And then after that, we had our chances. I mean, Bo was all on the breakaway. He made 2 good saves. I mean, our power play generated some good chances backdoor. We missed the net. But I think that if you want to win on the road, you can't take those penalties. And I think that gave them life and at the same time, I mean, hurt us.
What was you take that time out after the 3rd goal, and you were in the middle of it encouraging the team. What were you trying to impart to the team there?
I just thought that the first period we were so good. We had great stick, we made great decisions in the neutral zone. We put puck deep, and I thought that's what we started to do again in at the end of that second period. Put puck more behind their D and get our forecheck generate. If you turn over pucks in between the 2 blue lines, obviously, I mean, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to give on men rush, and you're going to spend time in your own zone. So, I mean, I thought we did a better job after that. And then the third, we had our chances again. I mean, the power play I thought our power play did a really good stuff out there. And we just couldn't get the one that would put us back in the game.
When you talk about being in the middle of a learning process.
But I'll say this, a 2-0 lead in this game now,
Nothing.
that's nothing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's good. When you talk about being in the middle of a learning process, is that just, you know that they're going to have a push down
Yes.
down 2 goals. Like, how do you want the guys to kind of, come out knowing that that's going to be?
Yeah, good question. Same way. Don't change our game because, I mean, and it's funny because that's the wording that the guys were saying on the bench. Hey, let's keep playing the same way, but I mean, sometimes momentum will shift if you have penalties, and I think that's what happened. The momentum shift there, and we try to get it back when we called the timeout. Actually, it did work because we start playing better, and we had a few good chances right after, but their goalie made some great saves. So I mean, it was just a matter for us to get that next one, and we just couldn't get that one.
Do you feel like at the start of the second that you guys changed the way you were playing, or that the penalties kind of?
I think
guess,
it's
led to
I think it's the penalty. I think it's the penalty that killed our momentum. I think it's for any team. If you start the period, I mean, and especially if you killed them, it's probably giving you some momentum. But the fact that they scored on that one, I mean, I think that it did affect us a little bit.
You gave Warren minutes in the 3rd period, but what did you think of his
Did
second
what?
NHL game? You gave Marshall Warren some big minutes in the 3rd period. What did you think of his second NHL game?
I thought he was good. You know what? I feel like he took advantage of the opportunity, and I thought he had 2 very good games. I mean, let's not forget he's a young defenseman, and he's still in the process of learning, and I thought he did well.